Hey there, it's Brittany Chavers, and I'm back today to make a really cute necklace with you. We're going to be using this adorable turquoise winged pendant from Jessie James Beads, and we're going to dress it up a little bit today. We're going to be using chain. Actually, we're going to be using two different types of chain today. This cute little mini mix in Blackberry Baby, and some of these check 19 by 13 millimeter crystal gray twist beads. So we're also going to make a pair of asymmetrical earrings, and let's get started. So with my pendant, I really love how cute this is, but I'm going to dress it up even more. In the Blackberry Baby mix, you'll get two of these cute little flower charms, and we're going to actually attach one to our pendant using E6000. First, I need, and I know this goes against everything we're taught as beaders, but I'm going to chop off the little loop at the top to make it an embellishment instead of a charm. So, and you could do this with pretty much any charm that is like a little bit softer, not like really hard metals. So I'm going to go ahead and carefully chop that off, and we're going to see a couple of extra little pieces. I'm just gonna round that off. You can actually sand that if you'd like, using some sandpaper or a chisel or whatever you have, but I'm just gonna leave it like that. We have a cute little flower. I'm going to take the smallest amount of E6000 and just dab it on the back like that, and then I'm just going to plop it on to my pendant wherever I'd like. I think you like them down here. So I'm going to pop them on like that. And I'm going to set that aside and let that dry for at least 20 minutes, but 24 hours is really the best cure time for your E6000. While our pendant is drying, I'm going to switch gears and move over to our asymmetrical pair of earrings. We're also going to need some 22 gauge gold wire. I'm going to use some 22 gauge artistic wire, and we're just going to cut a couple pieces. We really won't need too much. I always eyeball it, but that's about 4 inches. And here are the beads that I got out from the Blackberry Baby mix. For the first pair of earrings, I got this little octagon and this rondelle, this crystal rondelle spacer, and another rondelle for the top. And I am just going to take my wire, and I'm going to start a wire wrapped loop like this. And I'm going to feed that through my octagon. You want to make sure you make a loop large enough to rest your bead or your charm in. And I am just going to wrap that around itself, creating a loop. I'm going to snip off the back. There we go. And then I'm going to feed on my larger black rondelle, then my spacer, and then my little dual color rondelle. And then I am going to create a wire wrapped loop at the top. So I'm going to turn it sideways, do a little bend, and then wrap it back around my pliers, creating a loop. I'm going to hold on to my loop and go like this. And you can keep it simple like that, but I'm going to come down around my beads. And meet this wire wrap loop down here and hopefully have enough wire to make it around one full rotation, and I do. And we will snip that off in the back. Like that. We have a really cute earring, and you can absolutely make another one that looks just like this. Today we're going to set that aside and I'll put an ear wire on in just a moment. But to make sure that our earrings match our necklace, we're making an asymmetrical pair using the other flower charm, like the one that we glued on to the necklace. So for this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take a smaller piece of my wire and I'm going to create 2 links out of this wire using these 2 oval black beads from the bead mix. More and more I'm seeing asymmetrical earrings, which just makes my heart happy because I used to make asymmetrical necklaces a lot when I was just designing jewelry as my full-time job. So asymmetrical is dear to my heart. So I'm just going to go ahead and wire wrap that onto the flower. And we'll snip in the back. And I'm just going to slide on one of these little ovals and create a wire wrapped loop at the top. Try and make that a little bit of a smaller loop. Okay. And we'll do it again with the other oval. Wire wrap that closed. And then we'll find the back and wire and snip back there. Now I'm going to attach some ear wires, but I want to make sure that all of my pieces are facing the right way, and they are. Okay, so here is our asymmetrical pair of earrings. If you'd like, if you'd like them to be like the same length but different, you can always add one more link to this earring to make it the same length. All right, so I'm going to go back to my pendant, and we are going to take some. We're going to take some of this chain that's super cute, and we're going to cut off 7 links. I have my 7 links, and it's going to be a little tricky, but we still need this little bail, and we're going to hook it onto the middle link of our chain. So as you see on the back, and you can always take this off and wire wrap a bead here if you'd like, but I'm just going to slip this on to the middle link. It's pretty easy. So we have our pendant hanging from our chain, which is super pretty. And then I'm going to take some of the crystal gray twist check glass beads and some of the blackberry baby mix. You can do this a couple different ways. You can make beaded links going up the necklace, or you can string, whichever one you're more comfortable with or the look you like the best. So I'm going to make sure I used quite a few of these, but I want to have the blackberry baby towards the front of the necklace. These check glass beads are great extender beads, a great kind of bead that extends your mix and can mix in with your beads wonderfully. All right, I love these. We have some nice gunmetal crystal rondelle spacers. Okay, I am going to string these beads instead of link all of them, and then we're going to finish the back off with this really pretty crystal chain. Some 19 strand beadalon bead stringing wire in gold, and I have some gold beadalon crimp beads, number 1, and I'm going to crimp right onto that chain, putting a crimp bead on my my string, and then through the chain, and then back through that crimp bead. Now we want to make sure those wires aren't crossing, and they're not. And then I'm going to take my crimping pliers and I'm going to put that little crimp bead in the largest valley of my crimping pliers, making sure that those remain uncrossed. And then I'm going to squish so it makes a little elbow shape. And then I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and squish again in the next step on my crimping pliers, and then keep going up the crimping pliers, and I'll show you the other side too when I get to it. And string on the beads that I've chosen to go on this side. So we're going to start with the largest bead. I am going to put on a crystal rondelle spacer, my black rondelle, another crystal rondelle spacer, and this might be a check bead. It is. And then I'm going to go into my little check beads, the gray ones. I decided I'd like to see some variation between these beads, or some spacers between these beads, between the gray beads. So I grabbed some Jesse James beads, seed beads, and I think we're gonna go with this top color. It's got a little bit of smoky color in it and some gold, so that's really good for our project. As you can see, it just gives a little bit of space between those beads without taking away from them. And then I'm going to put on my last check glass at the back, another seed bead, and then I am going to take another crimp bead, put it on my beading wire, and then we're going to crimp onto this chain that'll be around the back of the necklace. Through our chain, come back through our crimp bead, and I'm going to come back through a couple of these beads as well to get some leverage, and then I will pull. And then we will go ahead and crimp just like we did at the front of the necklace. So I will make sure that I get that bead in the largest valley of my crimping pliers, making sure not to catch the seed bead, because that will crack. And then we will squish, and then we'll turn 90 degrees and squish that elbow shape again and move it up. until we squish it at the top. I'm going to cut my excess wire and do the exact same thing on the other side of the necklace, and I'll be back. And here we go. We have a really cute fun set and tons of beads left over to make more earrings, bracelets, and even more necklaces. So we have our asymmetrical earrings and our cute necklace that we learned a lot of different techniques on. So we strung onto chain, we altered our pendant, and hung our pendant from some chain. So, and this necklace doesn't require a clasp because it's so long, but if you want to make it shorter, you can absolutely put on a clasp. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Jessie James Beads for having me back. I hope you have a good day. Bye bye.